You're watching Cartell TV and I'm Simone. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
It wasn't that long ago that Jenny reviewed the MG HS Plus EV. It was a plug-in hybrid that offered 63 kilometres of pure electric range.
Today I check out the MG ZS EV in its lower of two trims called the Excite. It's a full electric SUV on offer in the Australian market.
Pay attention, because this is one of the most affordable full EV vehicles available in Australia at the moment. But I want to find out if any compromises have been taken to give you that price tag.
Let me take a look at whether it's actually a good EV option.
Being the ZS EV, this car takes on the design of the internal combustion engine ZS, with just a few stylistic features to let you know it's all electric.
The overall design isn't revolutionary, but it's a design motif that MG seems to have used all across its range.
I'd call it clean and simple, meaning rather than having a futuristic design style, it's more modest. The lack of a front grille is the most obvious identifier that this is an EV.
Side on, again, nothing too ambitious. There's some curves and creases and some nice 17-inch alloys.
It's a nice, conservative design. It's not a head turner, but rather something that I'd guess is palatable by the majority of people.
Okay, but most importantly, let's look at what's powering this electric MG.
There is a single motor and battery combo that give it 130 kilowatts of power and 280 newton meters of torque. The battery is 50.3 kilowatt hours, which is a little smaller than what we've been seeing in other EVs we've been reviewing, but then again helps explain that lower price point. Being a slightly smaller battery means the listed range is at 320 kilometers wltp.
We found this to be pretty accurate, and with our testing, we've been getting just over 300 kilometres of range.
300 kilometres is actually incredibly functional to live with when it comes to EV driving.
In Australia, the average distance that people commute to and from work is 33 kilometres. Now, even if you had to travel 100 or 150 kilometres, that still makes this EV an incredibly feasible option.
Think of it like this. If you were to have only 300 kilometres of range on a car with an internal combustion engine, every few days you'd have to stop at a petrol station and fill up. But EVs give you the option to charge at home or even at work, depending on your circumstances.
Which means you don't have to make additional stops to charge your EV.
When it comes to charging, using the supplied charger gives you just under 10 kilometres of range per hour plugged in.
This is fine if you're topping up nightly, but to get to a full charge from empty will take you over 30 hours.
But still, it's always handier to get a home charger installed if you're choosing to buy an electric car. Your starting point is a 7 kilowatt charger. This will allow you to get a full charge from empty in 7 to 8 hours.
Fast chargers can offer charging times to 80% in under an hour.
We'll be breaking down exactly how charging works and charging speeds versus range in an upcoming episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, back to the MG ZS EV.
The battery architecture isn't as fast as we see in some of the more expensive EVs, which means those listed charge times aren't super quick. But I'm sure for most people in most daily circumstances, it wouldn't make too much of a difference.
I also have to mention that there is a V2L or vehicle to load feature here, which means that by putting an adapter on the charging point, you can use the car to emit its stored energy and power your devices.
A very handy feature not available on many EVs.
Now, I have had the chance to drive the internal combustion engine MG ZS Turbo. I found the engine refinement was just average, and transmission shifting wasn't the smoothest.
This isn't the MG ZS Turbo. No, this is the ZS EV. And like I said before, it benefits instantly just from the pure and simple fact that it's an EV.
There are certain inherent attributes which make driving EVs just so much better on many levels.
Being an EV, you get instant torque. And even though the numbers don't scream performance, you actually do feel that this car is very responsive off the mark.
The one thing I have noticed here is, as opposed to some other EVs, there is a slightly longer pause after you press the accelerator before the car responds.
0 to 100 is listed at 8.2 seconds, but most of the speed is built up in the 0 to 60 range, which is good.
The other benefit of being an EV means the low platform battery allows for a weighted, controlled drive that's especially noticeable when taking corners.
There's a mildish regenerative braking present. I can't actually find if there's a way to make it stronger or even turn it off.
Seems like it's always on.
It's easy to get used to, especially if you're an EV novice, but I'd just like some options to adjust it. Let me know if you've driven this car before, if I've missed anything though.
Steering feels heavy, and overall this is just a very pleasant car to drive. Now for the interior. The overall look of the interior is really nice.
Again, simple, which I guess means by not overdoing it, there's less to get wrong.
The plastics in general are on the lower end.
I'm not a big fan of these buttons underneath the infotainment system.
But the whole clicky, uppy, downy thing just feels a bit clunky. The infotainment screen is 10.1 inches and has the expected apps like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's also some EV-specific information you get shown, which is cool. There's a digital instrument cluster, which gives you your range left in kilometres.
Which is a little perk I actually feel I have to mention when cars have it now after reviewing the Volvo C40 Recharge.
There's also an app you can download called iSmart, which gives you control over some vehicle features, as well as gives you a visual of your charge status. That's also pretty cool. Oh, and it's great to see a choice of both USB-A and USB-C ports.
Overall, it's pretty spacious and comfortable back here. You've got good headroom, good legroom. There's no armrest or cup holders, but you do get your USB-A and USB-C ports back here and your air vents. Can't complain.
Now, you get 359 litres of boot space in the back.
Now, you don't get a spare tyre, but you do get a tyre repair kit and a space to hold your chargers.
So this is a frunk-free EV.
That's like a little storage space that some EVs give you, where you can store cables or beach towels. Where am I going to put this now? Now let me get into safety. There's an impressive list of safety features.
Emergency brake assist, adaptive cruise control, rear cross traffic alert, traffic jam assist, and many other good ones.
There were some that weren't as refined as I would have liked, like the lane keep assist, which kept buzzing at me when I would get close to the line as opposed to going across it.
There are actually plenty of options to adjust many of the safety features through the infotainment system. As you can see, I can adjust the lane keep assist from mild to medium to hard, turn the vibrate on or off, sound on or off. Having all those options was cool, but overall, the lane keep assist just wasn't as refined as I would have liked, so I ended up just turning it off.
But look, there's still that impressive list of safety tech, a lot of it very advanced, giving you peace of mind when it comes to safety.
Pricing for this entry Excite model starts from only $44,990 drive away. And for the top-of-the-line Essence, drive-away pricing starts at $48,990.
Despite some of the small criticisms I may have made, this still remains one of the most affordable pure electric car options available on our Aussie market. And for that, I love it.
And for a daily electric driver, it's hard to fault. It's very well priced, and as a whole, it's actually a lovely car to drive. One of the main things helping to drive that price down is that smaller battery size, giving just over 300 kilometres of range. But in reality, for most people, that range is very easy to live with.
But it seems our Aussie market wants more range, and MG are listening. So we're expecting a long-range MG ZS with a bigger battery to be released soon. Also, we're looking forward to the full release of the MG4, another pure electric model, a little later this year. Also, there's going to be a bunch of other affordable EV models from different manufacturers being released throughout the year. So let me know in the comments below which one you've got your eye on, and you'll see me in my next review.